equations, we only had equations where we have multiplied a term with a term. But in the second term, before we started now with the equations, you have done algebraic expressions where you have been taught that to multiply a monomial with a binomial and a monomial with a trinomial. So that is now new work that comes in for term 2, is that we have equations where we have a monomial that we need to multiply by a binomial and then solve our equation. So that brings a different angle to equations. And this is more or less the type of work that you can expect in an exam or in the ANA paper at the end of the year. So before we continue and using inverse, we first need to multiply. I need to multiply the 3 with the 2r, and I need to multiply the 3 with the negative 3. I also need to multiply negative 2 with the r, and negative 2 to the negative 5. Remember, the 3 that's on the outside needs to be multiplied with each term in the inside. Here are 2 terms. So when I do the multiplication, I must be left with the 2 terms also. 3 times 2r is 6r. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, equal to 5. Watch out for this one. Negative 2 times r is negative 2r. And be very, very careful now, because negative 2 times negative 5 means negative times a negative gives me a positive. And 2 times 5 is 10. Just check my answer and make sure you do understand that. Let me repeat myself. The monomial 3 that's on the outside of the bracket needs to be multiplied with each term inside of the bracket. So it's 3 times 2r is 6r. 3 times negative 3 gives me negative 9. That's an easy one. 5 stays the same. Remember, it's a constant. It stays the same. Negative 2 times r gives me minus 2r. But then, here comes the hiccup. And negative times a negative gives me a positive. And 2 times 5 is 10. And from here onwards, everything is the same as what we have done previously. So I can add the 5 and the 10 I can add and say it's 6r minus 9 is equal to 15 minus 2r. I need to arrange it that the variables is on one side and the constants or the numbers are on the other side. So to do the opposite operation of negative 2r, I will add 2r on both sides. Can I write it like that? Now, instead of putting the 2 in front of the 2r, I will put it in front of the 6, because if there's no sign in front, it means that there is a positive sign in front of the 6r. Now, 2r plus 6r, give me an answer of 8r minus 9 equal to 15 only, because 2r minus 2r is 0. I still need to get rid of the negative 9, and the opposite of negative 9 is positive 9, the additive. So I will add 9 on both sides. 8r minus 9 plus 9 is equal to 15 plus 9. And that will give me an answer of 8R, because 9 minus 9 is 0. 15 plus 9 is 24. And I'm still not at an answer, so I need to divide by 8 on both sides. And that gives me an answer, 8 dividing itself 1 and in 8 in 1. So R is equal to 3, because 3 times 8 is 24. Check your answer. 3 in brackets, 2 times 3 minus 3. Let's have a look what's the answer. The answer will be 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. My right-hand side will be 5 minus 2 in brackets, 3 minus 5. And that will give me an answer of 5 minus 2. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. And negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. And 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. And I can see that both my answers is equal to 9. So I've worked, my answer is correct. I have 9 on both sides. So my left-hand side and my right-hand side is equal to one another. I want you to try this one, and I'm going to give you quite some time for this, about 6 minutes to complete this equation for me. Remember that the 2 has an influence on both terms inside the bracket, as well as the negative 3 has an influence on both terms on the inside of the brackets. Take your time and do it to the best of your ability.